So I'm just an idiotic, stupid dog. And I probably shouldn't even wade out into this particular subject matter. This is too tall a grass for me to be romping around in. I got no business talking about it because I don't know or understand what I'm even talking about. But this struck me a little funny on this transgender thing, and I wanted to find out from a transgender. I'm just an idiotic, stupid dog. I was neutered at a very young age, so I feel I have a little bit of, I'm a little bit different, what you would say, sexually. I am a eunuch dog. And there's a lot of us running around, but we're not the same as the regular dogs with balls, you know what I'm saying? And I'm certainly not a human being, so, heretofore there before the grace of God go I, whatever. I'm not even trying to say anything, but I was flipping around my phone looking for something interesting, and with Aaron Rodgers pulling all his crap and dominating the headlines, it's kind of hard to find something interesting. But I saw, and again, I want to ask a transgender. I want to find out what a transgender says. Not what a stupid dog says, not what a conservative, what a liberal, what a this, that, the other. I was curious what a transgender thinks. So there's a Vermont religious school, and it withdrew its girls' basketball team from a playoff game because there was a transgender student playing on the opposite side. And then the Vermont Principals Association barred that school from ever playing again in any of the tournaments that it sponsors or it adjudicates, or whatever you would say. And not only is it applied to the girls, it applies to all sports. Now, all sports, because one girls' basketball team in this particular school district decided they didn't want to play against a transgender girl. Now, all the kids, not just the girls' basketball, all the kids can't play in the tournaments that these guys sponsors. They basically can't get into the playoffs anymore. They're punishing all these other innocent kids. What would a volleyball player? What would a boy football player? What would a tiddlywink player? What somebody's doing in fly fishing, archery? They don't get to participate anymore? They're punishing them all? But here's the thing. The Vermont school, the girls' basketball team, the coach said they thought it jeopardized the fairness of the game and the safety of our players. And maybe that's what they were saying because it was their excuse and they're doing it on religious grounds. But there's a little piece of me that says, how can we watch out for all of the views or the concerns or the rights or the feelings of the transgender person, which we well should, but we can't then also say to somebody who has some kind of religious thing. Nowadays, it's only one kind of thing. Only the one side gets to win. And here's something else I'm going to say. I seen principals, and I could search my dog remembrance. I seen a principal that held his kid back 3 years when he was in elementary school so that this boy could get up big and strong and get to play, do a little bit better. He was a big oof with no skill or coordination, and this principal flunked, had his own kid held back so his own kid could have an age, advantage. So this kid, he's going to be like running around with the 9-year-olds, and he's really going to be about 11 or 12. Now, how screwed up is that? And let me tell you something. If one of those fathead principals up there in Vermont, if their little girl was getting beaten by a transgender girl who used to be a boy, I think they'd be singing a different tune, believe you me. But I just don't understand how it can be that you would punish, everybody. And what I want to know is if a transgender girl who couldn't really compete or wasn't really that good, couldn't make the boys' team, now all of a sudden they're doing really spectacular well on the girls' team. And I saw this in some kind of collegiate level swimming where this girl, she was the 400th best swimmer in her state, and then she became the number one girl. When she went over to the girls' side, she became the number one in her state. She's breaking all these records. I mean, do they feel like it's a little unfair? Do they feel like they have an advantage? A transgender girl was self-actualized. She made a choice. She pursued a certain situation, And who in the hell guaranteed her that even if she starts breaking records, or even if somebody says there's an unfair advantage, that, oh, well, so what? It doesn't matter. Who guaranteed them that there wasn't going to be some problems? There's problems in every other thing we got. Who guaranteed this person is pure smooth sailing? And everybody surrounding them that might disagree, they got to get crushed up? How is it that the one person, doesn't have to accept any of the responsibility, the consequences of their choices, but everyone around them has to get punished over those things? It's a strange, strange thing. And God bless the transgenders. And I pray for the transgenders. And they should be treated with respect. They should be treated lovingly. They should be, you shouldn't even really kind of make a big deal of it. Because if you make a big deal, then you're kind of being, you're pointing it out. You're being, it should be natural. It should be organic. They should be transgender aware. You don't even think about that much, But by the same token, if they're competing in girl sports as the girl that they are now, but that has this skeletal, muscular, whatever advantage, I was wondering what a transgender people think. What do the transgender girls think about transgender girls breaking records and doing well and getting in, and getting into different sports, whether it be wrestling or boxing or basketball or swimming or tiddlywinks, if they are really kicking butt? And they weren't really kicking butt before in the past days in the sports when they participated on the boys' side. What do the transgenders think of people that go into sports and kick ass and break records and dominate? Do they think it's cool? Do transgenders think that's okay? And nobody's going to say. And here's one last thing. I want to be woke. I'm an old stupid dog. I didn't even know what woke was. I thought woke meant, hey, you know what? I'm recognizing some of my past discrepancies, or some of my past, idiosyncrasies, or some of the things that I did that were discriminatory. I looked down my nose at this one. I was prejudiced. I was misogynistic. Whatever it is, I don't want to be that way anymore. I'm becoming more enlightened. I'm becoming more woke. But this kind of thing where you punish a whole bunch of student athletes that weren't even involved in the whole other situation, you're punishing all them, that's giving woke a bad name. I'm kind of thinking, all of a sudden, it's being woke is getting a bad taste in my mouth. How woke can you get? Are you going to get so woke that you're going to start riding around with torches on horses in the middle of the night and drag everyone who disagrees with you out into the streets and whoop their ass? Is that how woke you're going to get? Listen, if we want to be peaceable, we want to respect wokeness can't get too far carried away. I don't know. It's just, bottom line, I was wondering what regular old, not good sports athletic transgenders, just regular transgender girls think about transgender girls who are dominating in their sports. Do they feel it's a little bit whatever, or what? I'm just an idiotic, stupid dog, and maybe you could give me a couple comments or a couple whatevers, a couple shout outs, and maybe, I don't know, we'll see. Hopefully something good comes of it.